It must lead you to deep reflection, contemplation. And our own body is the site, is the yajnashala. Our body, mind, ego, memories. So we don't have to go anywhere else. Our body become a yantra, a vehicle. And to undertake this journey, you have to drop things which are giving you pain, which distracts you. And sometimes pain becomes your habit. It becomes a deeply entrenched thought. And then we have to watch that thought. So the source of pain, an outside object, if it is an outside object, drop it. Maybe your child, children, or spouse, or somebody else, where you have invested your energy and your passions. When they start giving you pain, drop it. With the understanding that God will take care of them. And still their entrenched habits, the memory of pain, the recursive pain keeps coming. Then watch. So sahanam sarvadukhanam apradikara purvakam. Sa tidiksha nigadyade. Then Shraddha, faith, surrender to the teacher, Guru, and the scripture. Because Ishvara is hiding in the scripture. You have to churn the scripture. That's called Mimamsa or Vichara. The scripture is Vangmayam, a corpus of words and vibrations. This Vangmayam is presided over by Goddess Sarasvati. Or Uma, Haimavadi. The resplendent goddess. So the entire Vangmayam of the Vedas and the Upanishads, as well as the Shastras and the Upavedas, and Vedangas, the entire corpus is conceived in the feminine. In the feminine. As Shakti. And this Vangmayam, which is the Vedas, including the Upanishads and the associated branches of the Vedas, are pictorially represented in the Sri Chakra form. The visual pictorial representation. So instead of by hearting all the Vedic mantras, the Acharyas have prescribed worshipping the Sri Chakra. And the Devi herself appears as the Guru, as it is said in the Kena Upanishad. Where the Agni and Vayu failed, the mind in great humility approaches the Yaksha, that inscrutable figure. Then in the same space, Uma Haimavadi appears, and in the form of a Guru. So you can conceive the scripture either in terms of a figure or a picture or a geometric figure, or in the form of words, Vangmayam. And hence our faith in the Vedas as well as the Guru, who initiate us to the Vedas or to expound the mystic meaning of the Vedas. And hence Guru Vedanta Vakyadishu Vishwasaha Shraddha. Listen to this with your eyes closed. Let these words create vrittis in your mind. So the same effect of learning the Vedas, chanting the mantras and doing the homas or yagas or yajnas, the same effect you get by conceiving this geometrical figure, the triangle, the circle and the square. Their combination. So through this upasana, you develop purity of mind and concentration. Then you will be pitchforked into the realization of Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi. Tesham aham samudharta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavami najirat partha mayaveshida cedasam. Atma bhavastaha jnana divena bhasvara. I reveal myself like a flame of light. A light which is far more brilliant than 1,000 suns simultaneously arising. So from the Saguna, you metamorphose into Nirguna. Like if a pupa metamorphoses into a butterfly. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranadosmyaham Jandunam Narajanmadurlabhamadapumstam Tado Viprada Tasmad Vaidika Dharma Marga Bharata Vidvatvam Asmat Param Atmanatma Vivejanam Sanubhavo Brahmatmana Samsthidihi Muktirno Shada Janma Kodi Sughride Punnir Vina Lebhyade Durlabham Trayame Vedad Devanugraha Hedugam Manishyatvam Mumukshutvam Mahapurusha Samsrayaha. Now all the way we come to the 11, 12, okay, 11th sloka. You cannot read every day the same sloka all the time. So we have to move forward. Otherwise we will never go ahead. Okay, the 13th sloka. Arthasya nichayo drishtaha vijarena hidoktidaha nasnanena dadanena pranayama sadena va adhikarinam ashaste phala siddhir visheshadaha ubaya desha kaladhyah sandhyasyam sahakarinaha. There is the inner organization and outer organization. You have to choose a clean place, nice place, right asanam, and make sure there are no dogs nearby. They bark and disturb you. So that way you have to create a desha kala, right time, maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. or before 6 o'clock on the bank of a river for your sadhana. So there are appropriate places, time also. And an empty stomach. That also is important, empty stomach. So the question is, whose empty stomach? Your empty stomach, not somebody else's, you say. On an empty stomach, right place, right time, right company, these are all bhakya sahagarinaha. Then there is andhara. Andhara is this four qualifications. Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi, Shatka Sampatti, Mumuksha. That burning passion for moksha. You are ready to sacrifice everything. You are ready to give up everything for this moksha. Oh, give up everything means you need only very little. Let me put it in a very practical way. You need very little. You don't have to surround yourself with all the conveniences and all kind of pleasures. You don't have to surrender yourself. So I would call it a minimalist life. Take very little from the world, so that you don't disturb the harmony that exists in the universe. You step into the harmony of the world. So that way, one has to develop those qualities, inner and outer cleanliness. Cleanliness is very important for spirituality. When you come to the ashram, dirt there, filth there, plastic bag there. That's not how you maintain an ashram. That's not cleanliness. It should be spectacularly clean. Isn't it? Cleanliness next to godliness. And you also take a bath every day, otherwise you will be stinking. Take a bath, tidy up yourself, wear fresh clothes. All these are very, very, brush your teeth. That also is very, very important. And when you come, you must come like a rose garden, let us say. Or you must come like a bouquet or a sunrise. Your presence should brighten up your environment. So these are some of the spiritual, like Krishna. Krishna, when he came to the parliament of Duryodhana, how did he come? He came fully dressed, they say. A peacock feather, a curl dancing on his forehead, and well dressed, and he came to the hall. So Duryodhana had given a whip before Krishna. He invited Krishna just to humiliate him. Like Birla, the speaker said, Modi, don't come, because they are going to humiliate you. The speaker said, don't come, because maybe some MPs may come towards you and then they may do something. They are in a very angry mood. So Duryodhana also invited Krishna to humiliate him. So he sent a whip. As a leader of the house, they sent a whip. When Krishna comes, nobody should get up. Everybody should be glued to their seat to show your disrespect and disregard. And that message was sent to Krishna, please don't go. Krishna said, I am going there. Let me see. So he strode onto the stage, well dressed, and when Krishna came, everybody stood up against the whip. Against the whip. Duryodhana cannot say anything because he is a hypocrite. He sent this secret message. So everybody stood up. Krishna gave a oration and everybody again stood up, and great ovation, clapping and all that. And Krishna left. Then Duryodhana got very angry. Didn't I send you the whip? Nobody should get up. Everybody kept quiet. Everybody kept quiet. After hushed silence, one person stood up. Very old man, 84-year-old. He has no chance of running for the next election because superannuated person. So he stood up and he said, Sir, when Krishna came to the stage, not that we stood up, you first stood up, he said. When the leader of the stand-up, should we also not stand up? We only followed him. You cannot resist the magical presence of Krishna, he says. You may say, I will not stand up, but you cannot resist it. That's the magnetism of Krishna. So, the same way, you should be, you should present yourself properly. Spirituality does not mean you should look like a ghost. Dirty, filthy. You should be present so that people can get the good vibe from you. So cleanliness is very, very important. Ashram cleanliness is very, very important. And that's our job. Make it everything clean and nice and neat. And sparse also. More space rather than clutter. A space is divine, isn't it? Brahman is described as space, Akasha. So you need more space, more air, airing and all that. Don't clutter. So many murtis here and there all over, that's not necessary. That is only barber shop. All the murtis are there, isn't it? So you need only limited murtis. I find in one of our ashram, people, whatever extra murti is there, they will come and dump in the ashram. There is already one Hanuman. Small Hanuman, mediocre Hanuman, medium Hanuman. So finally we have to say, please don't make it a dumping ground. You keep it in your... No, this is a very divine... We know that, this is divine. But let the divinity remain in your home. Don't clutter our ashram, he says. So these are very, very important. Cleanliness is very, very important. Uncluttering. Cut the clutter, as they say. Remove all unnecessary things. If you don't want it, give away to some people. So all these are very, very important. So na snanena na danena pranayama sadena va. Though Bhagavan says that we have to do all this. Snanam is necessary. Unnecessary things do dhanam. Give away to people. Every year you need a spring cleaning. Garage sale. Whatever unnecessary things you give away to people so that you have enough space. No clutter. Then that's snanena, danena, all kind of things. So we have seen that the inner cleanliness and outer cleanliness, they have to go out together. Cleanliness is next to divinity. I don't have to say, you know all these things. But then we don't do accordingly. Next. So having armed with these fourfold qualifications, ado vichara kartabhyaha vijnasoratma vastunah samasadhya daya sindhum gurum brahma viduttamam. Then you go to the guru. Catch hold of a guru, he says. Hold on to his feet. Don't pull his feet, but only hold on to his feet. And then sit with that teacher, you say. So the teacher-disciple dialogue and dynamics, and dialectics, these are all very, very important. Alone you cannot accomplish this task. You need some guide, some coach, some guide, some mentor. Even a corporate world, you need a mentor, isn't it? Then only you can go up. Spiritual world, you need a guru, he says. So, Gurum Samasadhya, approaching properly. Dayasindham, this kind Guru who Brahma Viduttamam, who studied the Shastras, and then you realize, Aham Brahmasmi. To that person you have to go. Next. Medhavi Purusho Vidwan Uha Bhoha Vichakshanaha Adhigari Atma Vidyayam Supta Lakshana Lakshidaha. Supta Lakshana Lakshida indicated by these Lakshanas. What are the Lakshanas? These fourfold qualifications. one who enjoy this fourfold qualification, and they alone can make use of the proximity of the teacher. Otherwise he will not. You may sit with the teacher, but there is no point, he says. You need this capacity to absorb, digest, integrate. That capacity is very, very important. And then, Vivekino viraktasya samadhi gunashaalinaha mumuksho hi brahma jijnasa yogyada mada sadhananyatra chatvari kadhidani manishibihi yesu satsveva sannishta yada bhavena siddhyati ado nitya nitya vastu viveka pariganyate. Like a prose. Iha mutra bhala bhoga viragas tadanantaram samadhi shatka sambhatti mumukshutvamiti spudam. This we have iterated again and again. Tattvabodha we have studied it. Atmabodha we studied it. Tadrishi Viveka studied it. Bhagavad Gita we studied it. 20 values, 28 values. In the Siddha Prajna Lakshanam we studied it. Bhakta Lakshanam we studied it. So we have studied it all this. So here Shankaracharya is condensing all that for our easy reference. So Adho first is Nityanitya Vastu Vivekam, then Yahamutrata Balavoga Viragam, then Samadhi Shakka Sambhati, then Mumukshutvam. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya Evam Rupo Vinishchayaha Soyam Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha Samudahrudaha. So this is a key departure in our journey. This is called Prasthanatrayam, departure. We have to take an exit. What is exit? We begin with this idea that Brahma is Satyam, the world is Mithya. World is Mithya. World only, not only the sensate world, but the sensibilities, inside world also. Both are Mithya. Both come and go. Like a flash on a frying pan, you say. You drop a water on the frying pan, it goes. Isn't it? The world is like that. Before you realize it's gone. Before you realize your little baby has become a huge hulk of a man, isn't it? Just yesterday you was a little baby, a bundle of bliss. And today he is a huge man, 6 feet 3 inches tall, and then hairy, and then mustache, and it's unbelievable. You are still that 4 feet mother. Boy has become so huge and unimaginably huge. And to boot, he is the IAS officer also, or IPS officer. Things move so fast, he says. Before you realize you are 84-year-old, isn't it? Before you realize you are old, very old, extremely old, unimaginably old, isn't it? It goes on like that, before we realize. So things go so fast, he says. Like a drop of water in a frying pan. So that is called Mithya. But this Mithya has got a substratum. That substratum is called Brahman, he says. Satyam. These days they call it consciousness. Consciousness. And the whole world is a little disturbance in consciousness, he says. Very difficult to believe that, isn't it? The whole world, the huge world, is only a disturbance. Vishtabhyaham idam sarvam egamshena stidam maya. By infinitesimal speck of me, I have created the whole world. In the beginning, it was only a point of singularity, with no dimension, no depth, nothing. Then it explodes into the whole huge universe, he says. That little speck, Bhagavan scrapes little speck from the feet and then throws into the void, and then it is filled, you say, with this dynamic and manifold world. What a magic, you say. So that kind of understanding, the whole world has got a substratum. That substratum is Brahman, and Brahman is consciousness. Consciousness. And where is our consciousness? Are you conscious or not? Are you conscious? Yes, I am conscious. Any doubt? Even the doubt you are conscious of at least, isn't it? I have doubt that you are conscious. So you can call it Satchidanandam, consciousness. And there is a Vishama, a little disturbance. And a self-generated disturbance. That's why it's so Kamayada, a self-generated disturbance. From that Trigunas, Panchabhutas, everything comes. So Brahman is the substratum on which Brahman is the background existence in the presence of which everything happens. What is the point in thinking about all this? What is the point? Will my bank balance go up? No. No. In fact, your bank balance will come down. So therefore, don't think in terms of money and bank balance and power. The advantage is you become a deep person, a deeply rooted individual. So Brahma Satyam Jagad Mithya. Will it make you an inactive person? Everything is Mithya, so what's the point? No, you become a very creative person, a very beautiful person. Whatever you create will be a product of beauty. Whatever you do will be a symphony, a harmony. You may not build a Chinese wall or a pyramid or a Taj Mahal. You may not. But whatever you do will be a piece of art. I think I told you that once I was visiting a home and I saw a newspaper there, a paper fluttering in the fan. So I said, why this newspaper? Throw it away. Throw it away. Then the mother of the house, his wife, she came. She came and said, she looked at the piece of paper, she took it and crushed it in her hand. It became a rose flower. It looks like a rose flower, not that exactly a rose flower. Wow, I said, this is great. Because I saw a meaningless newspaper there. This lady saw beauty there. She picked it up and made it a piece of art. This is the capacity we require. So a Brahmajnani, whatever she does, maybe cooking, maybe cleaning, maybe speaking, maybe stitching, whatever she does, Brahmajnani will be a piece of art, he says. Beauty, there is beauty. There is liquid beauty in what that person is doing. So that's the idea we are talking about, Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. Not that you sit there, there is no point, it's all Mithya. That's not the idea. You become relaxed and everything is effortless for you there. You become an effortless, even if you scold somebody, it's effortless. There is a certain beauty in that, he says. So that is why Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram, Sudandram. Sudandra means whatever you do will be unique. You are not repeating, you are not a carbon copy of somebody. You are your own unique expression, individual, which is the meaning of spirituality. You don't have to emulate your teacher. It will be an embarrassment to your teacher either. You have to be on your own. Your own expression is necessary. So Brahma Satyam Jagad Mithya Evam Rubo Vinishchayaha Sahayam Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivegaha Samudahridaha. Next. Tadvairagyam Jugupsaya Darshana Shravanadibihi Devhadi Brahma Paryande Anitye Bhogya Vastuni. So very interestingly, Shankara says, Dehadi Brahma Paryantam, from the created Brahma up to the lowliest creature here, the ant or the grain of sand which you stand on, up to that, is Darshana Shravanadibi, he says. They are nothing but what you see and what you hear, what you think of, or Namarupa. Tadvairagyam. And these objects, you don't depend upon them. You see they are nitya. So there is a certain distance that you keep between these objects. These objects should not excite you, enchant you, seduce you, so that you lose yourself and jump into that stream. You don't do that, because this is a constant stream going on, like a furry wheel. So you are not falling into the stream. You stand on the shore and look at things. Like even you watch a movie. How do you watch a movie? You sit comfortably in the box and then you watch the movie. In the movie there is rain and murder and theft. Everything happens in the movie. When a rain happens, will you take an umbrella? You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't do that. Or there is a murder, immediately you call the police. In the movie, you enjoy it, isn't it? You enjoy it, and then for which you paid also, of course. So therefore, enjoy it. Watch it like even you watch a movie. Go through all those emotions. These 9 rasas you can go through. 9 rasas you can go through. Sringaram, Bibasam, Bhayam, and Shandam, and all kind of emotion, 9 emotions. But you go through those emotions with the understanding they are only a display in the theatre of my mind. I am as the Sakshi witnessing all this. So Rityadya Vichinna Bhaganavarana Chideva Rasa. Definition of rasa. When you watch the movie, there is rasam, isn't it? There is this emotion that arises. Rityada Vichinna, Riddhi onward, those 9 emotions. Rityadi Avachinna Chideva, Bhaganavarana Chideva. There is no avarana, there is no ignorance. There is no avarana, but there is vikshepa. These things are happening. And you are standing apart and watching all this. So rasa, you enjoy it. Definition of the in Kashmir is having the Rityada Vichinna, Bhaganavarana, Chideva rasa. There is no avarana, but there is vikshepa. Meaning there is no identification with that. You stand apart and watch all this. So Dehadi Brahma Paryande Yanitye Bhogya Vastuni Jukupsa. You stand apart. You stand apart and enjoy it. So Patanjali also says that. There is one sutra, if I remember it correctly. Prakasha Kriya Siddhishilam Bhogabhavargartam Drishyam. Bhogabhavargartam Drishyam, he says. The Prakasha Kriya Siddhishilam, the world made up of Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Prakasha Kriya is in Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. And what is the world? Indriya? Bhudha Indriyam, Indriya sense organ. And then Bhuda, object outside. Through the sense organs you enjoy the object outside. This world, the instrument as well as the Vishayas, is your bhogartham, just for your enjoyment. When you enjoy, you transcend also. That's the way abhavargartham. Like a mirror. When you look in a mirror, you enjoy, isn't it? Every day morning what do? You go to the bathroom and look into the mirror and grimace and then pull your hair and then all kind of things. You enjoy your own face. By enjoying your own face, you know who you are also. Isn't it? How do you know your face is so beautiful? How do you know? Have you seen your face? You have not. You have seen your face only in the mirror. The mirrors have two purposes. One purpose is you can enjoy, you can grimace and smile and then all kind of things you enjoy. At the same time, you transcend also. You realize who you are. So both these functions happen in the presence of a mirror. Even Shiva realizes himself in the mirror of Shakti, isn't it? Even Shiva realizes Shakti is the mirror. Sa jayadu Shakti radhya nija suvamaya nirupama bhavija rajara bija buddha Shiva rupa vimarsha nirmala adarsha is it. Shakti is the nirmala adarsham, pure mirror, in which Shiva realizes himself. Otherwise Shiva is Shavam, he says. Shiva has no personality. Shiva's personality, because of, that's like Hillary Clinton said. Clinton said, Clinton became the president because of me, because he married me, you say. Otherwise he cannot become the president. He is such a stupid person. Because he married me, he became the president, he says. Similarly, Shakti says, Shiva become Shaktaha because of me. Otherwise he is Ashaktaha. He has no power at all. So that kind of, the world become a mirror for you to enjoy as well as to transcend, to realize who you are. It is only when I lift heavier and heavier weight, my muscles bulge, isn't it? This weight is necessary. I lift it, I drop it, I lift it. The more I do that, the more I wrestle with the world, the more I discover myself. Does it make any sense? The more I struggle with the world. To learn swimming, what do? To learn swimming, jump into the water. No way, I don't know swimming, therefore I cannot jump into the water. You will never learn swimming. No, if I jump, I may die. Better for you. I mean, you cannot take that risk. What is the point, he says? So to learn swimming, you have to dive into the water and flap your legs and hands, and then some or other the swimming will get into your system. So therefore, the world is a necessary condition for us to discover who we are. And then the world become and with great joy you can do that, he said. There is no suffering involved there with this attitude. So, Dehadi Brahma Paryante Anitya Bhogya Vastuni. Next, Virajya Vishaya Vradan Dosha Drishtya Muhur Muhu Salakshe Niyadavastha Manasashama Uchyade. So, Salakshe, you are very focused on your goal. Nothing can distract you. Nothing can distract you. You are so focused, like Hanuman. When Hanuman, Ramakaryartham, when he goes, nobody can distract him. Hanuman is jumping across the ocean into Lanka. He went on to the Mahendra mountain and, took a long breath, and then he puffed up himself and then he pushed himself and then moving forward. At that time, it's a long flight across the ocean. In between, that mountain comes and says, you must be very tired, take some rest. I'll give you honey and nuts. Because monkeys like that, honey and nuts. So she tried to entice him. Hanuman said, no way. When I am on Ramakaryartham, I don't want to be distracted. Then the Suras came and pulled him. That shadow pulled him. Whenever we engage in an activity, your shadow will pull you down. Your own unconscious will pull you down. Your own older traumas will pull you down. Your doubts will pull you down. Because your father used to call you are a donkey, or a monkey. Those words will come to your mind, isn't it? It will pull you down. That shadow. Hanuman didn't fight with the shadow. You cannot fight with your shadow. It's your own shadow. So Hanuman has to play some game. The shadow want to eat you up, okay, open your mouth. He became a little bigger, all the story you know. Finally he became so humble, so small, and went through the shadow. So shadow you have to work around. Otherwise it will eat you up. Your shadow means your own old childhood memories. Things were denied to you, or there were a lot of suppression that you experienced, or insult you experienced, and you are helpless. You cannot do anything. You cannot talk back. You are terrified of your parents, isn't it? And your uncles. So no talk back is possible. So you have to solve everything. Became traumas. They are there. They are there sitting in your... And most of your present desires and expressions are conditioned by that deep unconscious. 99% of your mind is that unconscious. And so those things you have to work around. Engage in a conversation, move around that. Like a river, a river when it finds an obstacle, a huge mountain slipped and stood in the way of the river. What the river will do? It will wait, gather strength and try to push the mountain. If it is not possible, it will burrow underground and then go forward, or flank the mountain and go forward. There are very many ways the river can manage it. So, Swalakshe Niyadavastha, be very clear about your goals, he said. Nothing should distract you. So you come to the ashram. Let me take it that way. Why are you coming to the ashram? To have some peace of mind, isn't it? When you come here, your mind get into more pieces, isn't it? So be quiet in the ashram. Somebody says something, don't react immediately. Because your purpose is to keep your mind calm. And nothing should disturb your mind. Nothing should disturb you. Now you say, I don't want to come to the ashram because when I go there, I am disturbed. The whole purpose of the ashram is to keep your mind quiet. So let's not forget the goal with which you come to the ashram. So Swalakshe Niyadavastha, you are sharply focused, like a razor sharp, you are focused on your goal. What's my goal? A quiet mind and self-realization. That's my goal. Continuing, Vishayebhya paravartya Sthabanam H.H.Sw.Bodhananda Ubhayesham indriyanam Sadama parikirtidaha. Let the sense organs remain their golagas, he said. They should not be running around uncontrolled. So have a leash on the sense organ. Ubhayesham indriyanam, both the organs of action, organs of perception. Have you seen sometimes people, they are sitting and shaking their leg? And they are meditating, but leg is shaking. No control. Or they are meditating. Periodically they open the eyes and look around. Have you seen that? Meditating. Periodically they open the eyes. All are meditating. Then they say everybody is sleeping. Okay. So therefore, uncontrolled opening of the eyes or lending ears to unnecessary gossip. No control. So the sense organs, indriyas should abide in their golagas. Put in place. So that unnecessary information will not get into your system. You put certain sentry or security guard, let us say, certain filters, so that unnecessary things should not get into. That's why sussa golage ubhayesham indriyanam. So dhamma parikirtidaha. Continuing. Bhakyanadambanam vrittehe esho bharadiruttama So vritti and vishaya. At this point our vrittis are determined by the vishayas. Now your vritti should depend upon the Atman. So to lift the vritti mind from the vishayas, you have to introduce these beautiful words. Sada, Chida, Anandam, Satchidanandam, Shivoham, Sundaroham. With that words, you take the mind from the Vishayas, he says. Use those words. This is called Shabdanuviddha Samadhi. Use those words. Or you say these are all Krishnamayam. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Your enemy also is Krishna. Your friend also is Krishna. As I told you, Shiva Shivate, Shiva Shiva, you say. That way you withdraw the mind. So, Bhakyan alambanam vrittehe eshaha uparadi uttama uparadi sahanam sarva dukkhanam apradikara purvakam chindavilaparahidam sati diksha nigadyade. This is highly problematic. When somebody is shouting at you, don't shout back. Somebody hits you, don't hit back. And see what happens. Normal logically, he will hit you continuously, isn't it? That's a normal logic. That's called linear logic. If I hit you, if I don't hit you back, you will hit me continuously. But that's not the truth. That's not the truth. He will have no energy to hit you a second time, you say. When you take the first attack in your stride, that person will be exhausted, like the karate and the martial art. Your opponent hits you. You are not hitting back, you just slip. You just move. So the opponent's strength becomes his weakness now. He will hit a couple of times, then he got exhausted. And he himself exhausts his energy. This way, by dodging and dancing and around, you exhaust your opponent. Rather than fighting with him and lose your limb, his limb, everybody's limb is gone. So give it a try. Give it a try. Our rishis are not fools when they say this. They must have seen the beginning and end of things. You have not. So we have to believe in them. When somebody is hitting you, you take it in your stride, and then that person has no energy or need, because now he knows you are not his enemy. Enemy. He is not my enemy. I misunderstood him. I misread his body language. Therefore, you will drop. So thus lasting peace can be achieved on the planet, he says, by this. At least some people should do that, if not all the people. They are the salt of the earth. They are the sannyasis, I would say. So sahanam sarva dukkhanam apradikara purvakam chinda vilaparahidam. For example, your little baby hits you, little baby. You grab the baby and the baby hits you with his tiny leg. What's your reaction? All the amul and all I give him is showing up, isn't it? Isn't it? He's a little rascal, you may say. That's all what you will say. He's a naughty child. My own child. You don't feel any threat. So here you say, I am Satchidananda Atma, I am immortal, I don't die, weapons cannot hit me, fire cannot burn me, water cannot wet me. And even the body disintegrates, I don't disintegrate. With this attitude, that gives you a lot of courage. With that eye, when you look at the other, their enmity simply dissipates. So, sahanam sarva dukkhanam apradikara purvakam Chinda Vilabarihidam. Some people don't retaliate, but then Chinda Vilaba. They go around and talking about it. He hit me, and he's a Rakshasa, he hit me. Then why didn't you hit back? You should have hit back, isn't it? No, I have no energy, I am afraid. So instead of hitting back at least, you are going around and complaining, he says. That's why he says, take it in your stride, but don't complain about it. It should develop the mental muscles and the spiritual muscles. That's what should happen. So, Chinda Vilabarahidam. Continuing, Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya Satya Buddhyavadharana Sashraddha Kathida Sadbihi Yaya Vastu Balabhyade. This also we have seen abiding faith in the words of the scripture and the master. Give the benefit of doubt to the master. You may not understand the full import of what the master says, but give some time. I generally tell this story. The Guru and Shishya were strolling on the seashore. Some of you must have heard this story also. Guru and Shishya were strolling on the seashore, and then Shishya said, Guruji, I have a doubt. What is the doubt? You see the birds. Birds need very little, isn't it? One worm or one grain of rice or something. Or that's all the birds need. Their body is light and their energy requirements are very little. And God has given them wings. They can fly. Their area of search is so vast. They can fly and look at. Whereas they need only very little. The forage area, their forage area is very wide. They can soar up and see where is the worm. They can climb up in the tree, a worm from there. Or they can swoop down and get a worm from the earth. Their forage area is so vast. And they need very little. And look at this poor elephant. Elephant need a lot of food, isn't it? Tons and tons of food. And poor elephant has no wings. So God is a poor architect, he says. Elephant, he didn't give wings. The birds, he has got given wings. So God is a poor planner. He does not know what is what. So Guruji said, this is a very intelligent question. I never thought about that. You are more intelligent than me. So Shishya got puffed up a little bit. I outwitted the Guru, isn't it? Guru did not even think of this question. That elephant has no wings, birds have wings. And Guru did not answer. Guru said, okay, very good question, very intelligent boy. Sabash. And then they continued the walk. Then a crow flew across and dumped his dung on this Shishya. It fell on his head. So Guruji said, Dekha, had it been elephant, you would have been buried in the dung, isn't it? Elephant dung, you would have been buried. Then Shishya understood. God is wiser than me. God is wiser than me. So this is why you have to give your trust. Give the benefit of doubt to the Guru and the scripture. Because our intellect is very puny. It cannot see beyond the nose. You have to give faith, put faith in the Shastra and the scripture. That's why Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya Satya Buddhyavadharana Sa Shraddha Kadida Sadbihi Yaya Vastu Balabhyade Samyagastapanam Buddhehe Shuddhe Brahmani Sarvata Tassamadhanamityuktam Natu Chittasya Lalanam. So Buddhi is a faculty with which you see things, discern and see things. Because a sensation comes to your mind and it is covered in emotions and then it is present to the buddhi. Buddhi consults the memory, and buddhi says, this is a snake, this is a tree, this is a man. It's a buddhi finally decides, and then presented to the ego, and the ego says, I am seeing a snake. So much is happening. So the buddhi which sees things, that buddhi now see only the dualistic world. Kathopanishad says, Paranchikani vadana swayambhuhu tasmat parang pasyidinandaratman kaschid dhiraha pratyagatmanam aikshadda avritta chakshuhu amrudattvamichanna. So buddhi's natural tendency is extroverted. It's see only duality, conflict, and all kind of things. That buddhi, which is naturally flowing towards the material world and giving reality to a material world. This is the only reality. This is all what I see. That buddhi, sammik aasthavanam buddhe shuddhe brahmani sarvada, that buddhi has to turn back. And the third eye has to open and realize the Atma. So the buddhi has to abide there, then look at the world. Then the world is mithya. Otherwise the world is satya. So take that deep breath and deepen your awareness. And from that standpoint, look at the world. Then alone you realize Brahma Satyam Jagad Mithya. So Samyak Aasthavanam Buddhehe Shuddhe Brahmani Sarvada. All the time, the buddhi has to abide in the self. Then look at things. Tas samadhanam ityuktam. This is the meaning of samadhanam. So here Shankara explains all these concepts slightly different from the Tattvabodha concept. Slightly. Tattvabodha samadhanam is ekagra buddhi, but it's not explained fully where the buddhi has to abide. So samadhanam is defined. Na moksha. Ahankaradi dehandan bandhana jnana kalpidan sussurubhava bodhena moktumichha mumukshuda. So, mumukshuda is moktumichha, the burning desire for freedom. Freedom from what? There are two types of freedom. Freedom from and freedom for. Two types of freedom is there. Freedom from and freedom for. You can say freedom from want, hunger, thirst, want. Freedom from fear, from. Then freedom for self-expression. To present yourself, to speak, to associate. So that is freedom for. There are two types of freedom. So here Shankara says, Mukta freedom from what? Ahankaradi dehandan bandhan. From ahankara. Ahankara, freedom from ahankaram. What is ahankara? That I am the doer. Without me, nothing can work here. If I am the president, I will do everything. If you remove me from the presidentship, then I will make sure nothing works here. That is called ahankara. I am the state. I am the organization. I will not allow anybody to grow under this banyan tree. Ahankara. Mamakara. So ahankara, mamakara. This is mine, this is me. So from me, I move into we and ours. You shift your attention from the me to ours, from the I to we. So that freedom from the selfish idea about yourself, without me nothing can work, freedom from that notion. I am not indispensable. Don't make yourself indispensable. You do your job and move on. Do your job. Sahangaradi dehandan. Sahangara, then memory, then emotions, then the body, then your possession, then their infrastructure they are built around. Dehandan, bandhan, they all become bondage for you. They bury your natural self. That's called bandhan. So this identification is bondage. I am the body, I am my memory, I am my emotions. This is bondage. And I want a freedom from that. So, I am not that. I may have it, but I am not that. So, Bodhananda. So, this freedom is possible when you know who you are, your true nature, H.H.Sw.Bodhananda. Then you have no need to hug the body, hug your emotions, or hug your possessions. You are free from that, you say. So, Bodhananda. So, when you leave the world, you have to hold on to the Atman. Otherwise, you will be neither there or here like Trishangu. So, hold on to the Atman and then observe the world, leave the world, you say. So, Bodhananda, Moktamicha Mumukshuda. That's Mumukshutvam. So, Mumukshutvam is desire for the Atman and detachment from the world. So, having realized the Atman, you relate with the world. That's why detached engagement we are talking. Continuing, Manda Madhyama Rubhabi Vairagyena Shamadina Prasadena Guru Seyam Prabhuddha Suyade Bhalam. So we find the people are generally categorized into Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. Mandha, Madhyama. Mandha means dull. Madhyama means mediocre. Then, best type of people. So Manda, Madhyama Rubhabi, Vairagyana. So the Vairagya, Samadhi, these qualities, if it is little dull in you, not sufficiently developed, how do I develop it? I am striving, but I am not able to get to the full measure of that. I am striving. Then a touch of the Guru will help you, say. A touch of the Guru. Sit at the feet of the Guru and cry. Guruji, I am trying to develop these qualities, but I am not able to do that. Due to some reason, I hold on to your feet. Then you have to put your hand on my head, so that these qualities will praburdham, will become developed. You have full measure of these qualities. So Manda Madhyama Rubhavi Vairagyena Samadhina, this Vairagya, this fourfold qualification, if it is not fully developed in you, Prasadena Guruho, by the blessings of the teacher, by sitting at the feet of the Guru and touching her feet with your head, let's say, and washing her feet, the Guru's feet, with the hot tears, maybe crocodile tears, wash the feet of the teachers, he says, with your feet, with your tears. Then it will grow. So the Guru is necessary continuously. This interaction is necessary continuously. This is the lasting relationship. Parent and children, their relationship is not lasting. Or the government and the citizen relationship is not lasting. You can move away from this country and go to some other country. So the lasting relationship is between Guru and Shishya, he says. Because that relationship alone can take you to full spiritual realization. So prasadena guruho sa iyam pravruddha suyade bhalam. Pravruddha will become blazing, these qualities, and give you the full result, you see. So Guru Anugraham is necessary. So you mean I can never get rid of the Guru? Unfortunately not. Unfortunately, you cannot, he says. He will be always, or she will be always following you like a shadow, he says. Don't be a Kritagna. Kritagna means forgetting the teacher is the greatest sin that you can do, he says. So remember your relationship with the teacher, Guru. Now, Vairagyam cha mumukshatvam Tevram yasya tu vidyade Tasminne varthavandasyu Bhalavandasyamadayah. So these qualities, Shamadaya, Shamadama, Brahma, Shraddha, Tidisha, Samadhanam, all these have become fully developed in the background of Vairagyam cha mumukshatvam, he says. You need Vairagya. Without Vairagya, these qualities won't grow in you. You may seed it, but it won't grow because you have no detachment. So detachment is a soil where the Shamadaya sprout and grow and flower, he says. Detachment is very key. So Vairagyam cha mumukshata, and the goal perception. This is my goal, mumukshata. These two should be very clear. Then alone this Samadhi will give you the result. Tasminne arthavandasyu bhalavandasyamadaya. Then Shamadaya become Bhalavanda, they give you the fruit, the result, and Arthavandasya, meaningful also. Otherwise, this practice of Shamadama, Uparama, Tidisha, etc. become a burden for you. It become a burden and a suppression and oppression for you. The detachment is the key. That's a soil where Shamadaya will sprout and grow and give you the fruits. Continuing. Edayor mandada yatra viraktasya mumukshayoh marau salilavastattra shamaderbhana matrada. Edayoho mandada, when they are dull, weak, what? Viraktatvam and mumukshatvam. When they are weak and dull and lukewarm, then this Samadhi, Shamadama, Uparama, Shraddha, Tidisha, even Shraddha in the Shastra become very weak for you, unless you are detached. So, Marau, the example is given, Marau Salilavada, like the water in the desert, Marubhumi, Marau, Marubhumi, not Marab, Marubhumi says, Marubhumi, the desert, water, don't you see water in the desert sometime? When you drive sometime? There's a pool of water ahead. Then you hesitate to drive. Then you stop. Then you see there's no water. Then you get into the car. Again there is water. So Sala, Jala, Brahman happen. So Marau Salilavadu, the water in the desert is useless, isn't it? You cannot drink of that water. Similarly, Shamadama, Uparama, Shraddha, Tidisha, etc. is meaningless unless you have detachment and clarity of goal. Ultimate goal is moksha. That clarity is very, very important. So these are the caveats they put. You may have this, you may strive, but unless you have blessings of the teacher and detachment, these are all just burdens. Continuing. Mokshakarana samagriyam bhaktireva gariyasi swaswarubhanusandhanam bhaktiritya vidhiyade. Moksha sadhana samagriyam bhaktireva gariyasi swaswarubhanusandhanam bhaktiritya vidhiyade. So what is the role of bhakti here? You never talked about bhakti. And you talked about jnanam, you talked about yogam, you talked about detachment, you talked about Shamadhi, Sarka Sambati. But for me, spirituality means bhakti, love, bhakti. So what is bhakti? Bhakti, the literal meaning is bhaja sevayam. Bhakti is a derivative of the root bhaj. Bhaj means to serve. That's the root meaning. So bhakti means service. Serving the Guru is bhakti, or serving the Lord in the temple is bhakti. So what about bhakti? What is bhakti? So Shankara want to reflect, pause and reflect on that. Because most of us spirituality means bhakti, isn't it? Jnanam, very difficult. Yoga is much more difficult. Meditation, impossible. Bhakti is possible. I can cry and I can offer a flower and then I can appam noodle, that appam I can eat later. All those kind of things. All those kind of things. So you are very clever. You are very clever. In the guise of giving appam to Ganesha, the secret desire is I can take it. I can take it. Whatever it is, at least you are doing something, he says. Appam noodle, vadamali to Hanuman. Who is eating that vada? You are eating it. You are eating it. So those who are fond of vada, they become devotees of Hanuman. Those who want of appam become devotees of Ganesha, he says. And those who want of meat, they become devotees of sometimes Devi, he says. Bengal, the Nepal, Assam and all that. Devi is worshipped with the meat. And they say, no, I stopped worshipping Devi because I lost all my teeth, I can't eat meat. Therefore I stopped worshipping Devi, he says. So these are the secret unconscious desire which motivate you to worship this God, that God and some other God. That's the secret desire in you. So you have to analyze that also. Why I am gravitating towards a particular deity? That also we have to analyze. Spirituality is a continuous, constant analysis or reflection. Reflecting your motives. What's your motive in doing this? So here, what is bhakti? There is a Bhakti Sutras, Narada Bhakti Sutra. Narada says, Pujadishanuraga Bhakti. That's how you start. Sattu asmin parama prema swarupa. Bhakti is supreme love for that Ishvara whom I have not seen. Supreme love. Narada does not say who. Sattu asmin parama prema swarupa. Supreme love for something which you don't know. Things which you know, I can love that person, my child, my husband, my wife, my paramar I can love, my country I can love. But here is something which you don't know what it is. So you have this overwhelming feeling of love for something, he says. Satvasmin parama prema surupa. Because your whole nature is love actually. You are born in love. Anandadheva khal vimani bhutani jayande anandena jadani jivandi anandam prayanti abhisamvishanti. You are born in love, isn't it? If there is no love between your parent, you have no way of coming into this world. You are born in love. You are nurtured in love. The mother grabbed you, fed you, breastfed you. Then you grow. You grow. And when you grow, when you are 12, 13, you again fall in love. You went to school to study, but you fell in love with some girl there. Again you fell in love. Then you fell out of love also. Then you reflect, oh, when I was a teenager, I fell in love, and then I married her, then from that day my problems start. Then you reflect, nostalgia. You live in nostalgia. This 84-year-old man live in nostalgia. When he was 18, girls used to dance around him. he's still thinking about that. Love, love, love. Everywhere. You're born in love, nurtured in love, nourished by love, and you live in love, he says. So love seems to be a universal phenomenon. That is what the glue which connects people, things, everything. So what is, Narada says, first step in devotion is, bhakti is, puja adisha niraga, he says. Puja adi, puja, etc. So different deities require different kind of bhakti. For Vishnu, Alankara Priya, Shiva, Abhisheka Priya, Devi, Namaskara Priya. To worship Devi, you have to do Namaskara. You have to humble yourself. If you stand like a ram road, then you cannot approach Devi, he says. Humble yourself, prostrate. And Brahmanaha, you know. Brahmanaha bhojana priyaha. If you want to attract a Brahmin, give him some food. Give him some food. So this way, this how to worship, approach these deities are prescribed in our scriptures. So bhakti is puja adisha niraga. Then Narada says one more step further. Bhakti is katha shravana. You want to know the stories, the works, the stories, the birth and the work. Kadashravanam, Bhagavatam, Devi Bhagavatam, Narayaniyam, Kadashravanam. Then Tadarpida Akhilacharada Tadvismarane Parama Vyagulata. Then one more step further. All your action become an offering, not a flower or a fruit or a drop of water, but all your actions, cooking, cleaning, all those become worship. That is the supreme form of worship. Tadarpida akhilacharada. Tadvismara. When you forget to do that, whatever you do, when you forget to offer it to Krishna, Krishna Arpanamastu, then you feel bad. I forgot. So you again go back. You rededicate yourself. That is bhakti according to Narada. Bhagavad Gita bhakti, Adveshta Sarva-Bodhananda. Not hating anyone, no hate. Loving everyone is bhakti. Adveshta Sarva-Bodhananda. So these are all defined very well in our scriptures. So to do all this, to love everyone, you should love yourself in the first place, isn't it? If you hate yourself, you cannot love anyone. So self-loathe, self-hate disembowels you, make you a hateful person. So first love yourself, not the body. Love your body also, why not? Love your body, love yourself. And the supreme source of love is the spirit. So realize your nature as the spirit and learn to love everyone, you say. That is why bhakti means love for all. Adveshta Sarva-Bodhananda. So don't say, I love Krishna but I hate Krishna Nayar. If you love Krishna, you have to love Krishna Nayar also, unfortunately. So that kind of a spirit is to be cultivated. So here, Shankara's definition of love. So to love the world, you have to love yourself. To love yourself means love your body, your mind, your emotions, your thoughts, your memories, and deep down, your real self, which is nothing but premam, he says. Nothing but love. Express that. So that's what Shankara says here. Mokshakarana samagriyam bhaktireva gariyasi susarubhanusandhanam bhaktiritya vidiyade. Shankara says, I admit, moksha sadhana samagriyam. Samagri means the requirement, the mental requirement, samagri, accessories. Moksha karana samagriyam. Those accessories, those requirements which will take you to moksha, freedom, Bhakti reva giriyasi. Indeed, bhakti is the most important, you say. But here is a twist. What is that bhakti, according to Shankara? Or what is that love? Swaswarupa anusandhanam. You have to continuously remember your nature as the happiness. Satchidanandam. When you continuously remember your nature as happiness, then you love yourself and everything springs from that love, including your body. So that then alone you can really practice bhakti, really serve the world. Because you see, the other also is an expression of that. So moksha sadhana samagriyam, I agree, bhakti reva giriyasi. But what is bhakti? Swaswarupa anusandhanam. Constantly remembering your nature as Satchidanandam, he said. Swarupa anusandhanam. Your own essential nature. Meditate on that. So, constantly remember Aham Brahmasmi, Satchidanandoham. That remembrance is bhakti. Dissolving into that ocean of bliss, which is the nature of the spirit, he says. That is bhakti. Unless you love yourself, you cannot love others. If you hate yourself, you hate the whole world, he says. So Shankara's twist for bhakti. Let's read it once again. Mokshakarana samagriyam bhakti reva giriyasi swaswarupanusandhanam bhakti rityabhidhiyade. This is what is called bhakti, he said. Swaswarupanusandhanam. Constantly remembering bhakti. Like a ajyadharaya srodasa samam sarala chindanam viralada param, he said. Like ajyadhara, like a ghee falling without any break. So that's kind of bhakti you need, he says. Continuing. Swatmatattvanusandhanam bhakti rityapare jagu. Okay. Swatmatattva. So another definition of bhakti. One definition is constantly remembering Satchidanandoham, Satchidanandoham. That is my nature. But what about this body? This body is coming as a hindrance. Shankara said it doesn't matter. He says, Swatmatattva anusandhanam. Think of what is the truth about this body. Swa-atma tattva. Swatma here is the jivatma. What is the essence of this jivatma? The essence of the jivatma is Paramatma, isn't it? Essence of the jivatma is only conditioning. Paramatma is the essence. So Swatma Tattvanusandhanam, constantly remembering what is the basis, the ground of this jivatma. The jivatma is only an expression of the Paramatma. Conditioned Paramatma is jivatma, he says. Look at the true nature of the jiva. Whichever way you look at it, bhakti means Swaswarupanu Sandhanam. So Swatma Tattvanu Sandhanam Bhakti the Abhare Jaguhu. Some people say, understanding the essential nature of the jivatma. Another people say, just say Tattva Aham Brahmasmi or Satchidanandoham. You thought word. Both are bhakti. Both are real devotion. There you can love everyone. You hate none. Now we'll read next verse. Ukta sadhana sampannaha tattva jijñāsuratmanaha upasidhet gurum prajñaha yasmāt bandha vimokshanam. So armed with all this, now we have the right words, right attitude, the Shastra is there, you have a lot of experience in life, you have learned, become wise, going through life's problem, the roller coaster ride of life, and now you have the vocabulary, the words, the ideas. Now you let us start this with the help of a teacher. That is Ukta Sadhana Sampannaha, endowed with all these qualities, Tattva Jijnasuhu Atmanaha, those who are interested in knowing the nature of the Atman. Atmanaha Tattvam Jijnasuhu, those who want to really know what is deep down there, shrouded in darkness, what is deep down there, shrouded in ignorance, shrouded in Maya, veiled in that, what is there? That's why that Atmanaha Tattva Jijnasu, one who wants to know what is deep down there, covered in ignorance or darkness or amnesia, what we have forgotten. I want to know that. For that, Upasidet Gurum Prajnam, you approach a teacher now. Upasidet means approach properly. Gurum Prajnam. Prajna means one who has understood the truth. Prajna. Prajna. Prajnam. Prakarshena Jnana. That is Prajna. One who has got doubt-free knowledge. Yasmat Bandha Vimokshanam. And that Guru will help you to liberate Bandha Vimokshanam from all your shackles and problems. So, now there is a conversation within Guru and Shishya, very interesting, very dramatic conversation. Shishya comes and runs and falls at the feet of the Guru and says, there is a tiger chasing me, and Guroho Pahimam, Trahimam and all that. That's kind of drama you will see now. The Shishya comes, he is running away from something, and then you don't know where to go, because you are surrounded by enemies from all sides. Then he fall at the feet of the teacher, grab the feet of the teacher and cry, and then Pahimam, Trahimam, there is forest fire all around me, I don't know and where to go. If those who have gone to Himalaya, they will know that sometimes, the fire all around you. Because these pine needles, they fall and dry up, and then somebody throws a burning cigarette butt, and then the forest fire. Suddenly you discover fire all around you. And not only fire, there is a storm also. Fiery storm. And you are going to be roasted. Doduyam. So you are going to be, this is literally, he says, I am getting roasted in this fire. Pahimam, Trahimam, he says. So the Guru is sitting in the Panjagni Madhya, let's say. Guru is sitting surrounded by the fire. Left side, right side, front, back, and then and top, and then bottom also fire. He is sitting there calmly, quietly. And you are getting the heat. Guru doesn't feel the heat at all, he says. So this is the situation. We see that conversation, very dramatized conversation between the Shishya and the Guru. So let us 2 minutes. So finally, we reach at the feet of the teacher, he says. From the raging fire, we hold on to the feet of the teacher, Guru. And we shed tears, wash the feet of the Guru with our red, hot tears. And we unload ourselves, all our load, the cognitive load, is put at the feet of the teacher. So you have to visualize and experience that. So samasadhya dayasindhum gurum brahma viduttamam. So you can enact that scene. Like a Shankara going to Govinda Bhagavad Pada. Or you yourself going to your Guru, sitting at his feet or her feet. And the rapport you create, the bond that you create. As it is said in the Taittiriya Upanishad, Ande Vasyuttara Rupam Acharya Purva Rupam Ande Vasyuttara Rupam Vidya Sandhihi Pravajanakam Sandhanam. Meditate. Acharya Purva Rupam Ande Vasyuttara Rupam Vidya Sandhihi Pravajanakam Sandhanam. So in this equation, Guru is primary, Shishya is secondary. What connects them is the scripture. And the link is Pravajanam, the teaching. Or the Diksha, Mantra Diksha and Mahavakya Upadesha, both. That is what the connecting link. And connecting space is the scripture. So Acharya Purva Rupam Ande Vasyuttara Rupam Vidya Sandhihi Pravajanagum Sandhanam. Meditate. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Harihi Om.